Hi everybody, and today is my second day of a 30-day blog challenge. So initially I was planning to make videos every day, but it turned out that I was writing the script for the video for at least 3 days, and then I was applying everything I knew to myself to overcome my anxiety and deliver the text I prepared before camera. Okay, and here I am. Finally, I'm making the video, and this is the 12th time I'm shooting this video. Okay. So today's topic is efficacy of psychology. And I think it's a very interesting question because many people would ask that question before going into therapy, if they need. And I want to tell my personal story about efficacy of psychology through my experience of getting into psychology, right? So my personal story is actually quite sad. I was going through my divorce, and it was total devastation. I was collecting myself piece by piece, and it was still not enough to overcome my emotional trauma. And then I was seeking a professional help, and only the fifth psychology helped me to overcome my trauma. And then it worked as a magic, so that I thought, I want to do the same thing to other people. I want to help them. And that's how I got into psychology. And when I was doing my degree, I came across other psychologists who actually, in my opinion, didn't address their own issues before getting into practice. It was quite obvious to me that, for instance, one of our tutors who was teaching us trauma course and the tools to overcome them, exercises actually, how to overcome the trauma of the people who are seeking help. And it was really interesting to me to witness that the person who is teaching trauma actually having her own trauma, and it didn't seem to me that she even tried to overcome them, because maybe consciously she wouldn't admit that there is any, but she was absolutely almost always nervous at the presence of us, of her students. And obviously we were not the first group of students she was dealing with. So it was really interesting to me how come that some psychologists are efficient, the others are not. That's how I came to understanding that the personality of the therapist is very important. And that's why I think only the fifth psychologist could help me when I was going through my therapy, because the previous 4 of them obviously were not even practicing the things they were trying to help with, right? So, and I think that's one of the reasons that many psychologists are not, unfortunately, a good role model for their clients, and that brings trust issues, which is very important in building a relationship between the therapist and the client. And that's why I think many life coaches who don't do any degrees, they might be even more efficient with helping people out than professional people out there. At least that's my opinion. Well, I understand that you don't have to be always a role model for everything, because I don't have, for instance, an experience of drug abuse, and I don't have to probably to have this experience to help people out with their own issues in this area. But anyway, I do believe that being a good role model for your clients is a very important thing. Okay, so that's one thing I think is very important, is to be a good role model or a personality thing which matters in the efficacy of the therapy you are delivering to your clients. Another important thing, which I also found out later on when I was doing my degree, that psychoanalysis, which is basically about analyzing and talking about your issues, is a great thing, but studies show that, in fact, it is not really changes, in many cases, the behavior which you don't want to continue. For instance, smokers know that it is a bad habit. They may talk about their habit, but it doesn't help them to give up smoking, right? So again, studies show that talking decreases the level of anxiety and also the intensity of the emotions of the subject you are talking about. But at the same time, unfortunately, there is little evidence that it is helping to change behavior. Right? So that's how I found out that there are other methods to help yourself and your clients. And one of the approaches who were actually focused on changing the behavior was behavioral therapy, or now we actually know it as cognitive behavioral therapy. And there is high rate, successful rate of this therapy. In fact, people who went through this therapy, their results are quite sustainable, and the successful rate is like, well, depends on the study. It varies from study to study, but above 50%, I think, even probably more. Anyway, so that is actually an evidence-based approach in psychology when you are measuring the successful rate of the therapy. And I think it's a very important conversation about the efficacy of psychology and methods. And only, I think, for a couple of even last decade, neuroscience is bringing more and more data on what is even more efficient in the tools in dealing with your emotions. And it is so interesting to find more information, more tools how to help yourself, and what tools can help other people. But I'm gonna share this in the next video about the tools. So what I was planning to say in this video, that efficacy of psychology depends, in my opinion, at least on two major things. One is the personality of your therapist, and second, the methods you're using. Okay? Well, there is also another important factor, the motivation of the client. But again, that's the topic for another video, okay? And I think that's enough for today. Thank you for watching this video and following my 30-day blog challenge. Leave your feedback on how I was doing in this video, and see you next time. Thank you. Bye.